Lamar Jackson's 1-3 against the Steelers, and the Steelers have done a better job than most teams at bottling up Lamar Jackson. They've also done a pretty good job at bottling up Derrick Henry. They've faced him 3 times. He's never had more than 75 rushing yards, Rodney, against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it all comes to a head in Pittsburgh on Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern. 7-3 Ravens at the 7-2 Steelers. Hell, it's the mirror image of last night's game. You got the team from the D.C. area that's 7-3. You got the team from Pennsylvania that's 7-2, division rivalry, and we're going to feel very differently about both of these teams based on how this one goes. And for as great as Ravens-Bengals has been this year when we've seen 2 high-scoring games from them, let's not forget Ravens-Steelers has been a pretty awesome rivalry in recent years for the NFL.
Yeah, and I think that it comes down to the Steelers offensively. They added Mike Williams. He's a nice deep threat to complement George Pickens, but Russell Wilson has been the story. I mean, making that switch to Russell Wilson and just the experience, the leadership that he's brought that team, and just his beautiful down the field passing. I mean, these guys, they were really excited about Russell Wilson because they knew they'll have a chance in the passing game, which, with the other quarterback, the young quarterback, they struggled because he wasn't very accurate. But Russell Wilson gives them a chance. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they go out and they add Preston Smith, who gives them another experienced pass rushers because they've had a history of those pass rushers getting hurt. Then you get a guy like Nick Herbig back, who showed a few weeks ago that, hey, he can get to the quarterback. But I really like this Mike Williams pickup. I think Jaylen Warren should be the starting running back. Najee Harris, when he runs, he looks like his legs are heavy. He looks like he's running in almost like sand at times. Every now and then you look at Najee, he'll give you that energy and he runs like Ricky Waters. But for the most part, I'm starting Warren as my running back. But yeah, Mike Williams has been a nice compliment, and I think he's going to continue to get better for this offense.
Jaylen Warren didn't practice on Thursday. He's got a back injury. And there have been moments this season where Najee Harris seems to be more explosive than what we've come to expect. I was at a game last year, Steelers-Browns on a Monday night, and it's obvious when you're in the stadium, there's a burst that Jaylen Warren has that Najee Harris just doesn't have. There's a gear there right out of the gates that Warren has. But Harris has that toughness that speaks to old-school Steeler football, and I think they feed off of what he does when he bangs into the line of scrimmage and forces his way through for 4, 5, 6 yards, whatever they might need. What they're going to need is the kind of defense that can keep both Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry down. Even though they've done well against both guys, they've never faced them at the same time. Here's Lamar Jackson from earlier in the week talking about his struggles historically against the division rivals in Pittsburgh.
I don't know what it is, man. It's just that I believe that rival atmosphere. I believe last year we supposed to have them, but things just didn't go our way. The football guys wasn't on our side, but it's a whole nother year, it's a new year. I'm looking forward to the game.
When you were growing up, youth football, whatever, middle school, high school, was there ever like a team that frustrated you that you couldn't, or a player even that frustrated you? Like, did you ever have that experience, a guy or a team that would sometimes
like just beat us, and I was going against them?
Yeah.
Oh, youth football, Fort Lauderdale Lake Vikings. I hated them. I still hate them because I can think about the games we lost against them. I'm like, bro, how did we lose? Yeah, man. Yeah, I hated them. I still hate them right now. The kids cool now. I love the kids now, but I won't want my child to play for Lauderdale Lakers, man.
You feel that way about the Steelers at all?
I mean, I hate everybody in the league. Well, every team in the league when I'm going against them. I don't have no heart for a team I'm going against them. I'm trying to win because they don't have a heart for me when they're going against me. Probably after the game is all love, but on that field, no.
That's the way it's got to be, and I know Rodney loves that. But the only thing Rodney would add is after the game, it's still not all love. I still don't like you after the game. I don't like you before, during, or after the game.
No, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've done a really great job of just containing Lamar, trying to take away the deep threat, but also just having the speed and just knowing how to rush him. Those guys don't just rush and go behind Lamar. They have a strategic way, and Mike Tomlin teaches them a strategic way of keeping them inside the pocket, kind of corralling them and not giving up the big plays. And when you have Watt, you have Cameron Hayward, those guys in the interior of the defense, you have to be able to bottle up Lamar, and they've done a really good job. And like he talked about, he doesn't even know how they continue to have success against them. But they're going to have to run the football, like you talked about, Mike. They've never gone against Lamar and Derrick Henry at the same time. So I expect a lot of RPO action. I expect them to try to come out and run the football, use the play action pass, quick passes to Zay Flowers, and utilizing those big tight ends that they have.
You mentioned earlier they need to get Nate Herbig back. He is expected to return this week. He's missed 4 games with a hamstring injury, and they need him because Alex Highsmith is not available. He's expected to miss a couple of games with an ankle injury. He was set to undergo an MRI earlier in the week. All right, so that is a huge game with ramifications that will echo into January. 36th time that Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh will meet. Tomlin is 20-15 against Harbaugh, and this one in that chase for the number 1 seed, in the chase for the division title, a critical game. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.